So examples of difficult change are learning to ride a wrong steering bicycle, car routes maybe are difficult to change, and mice in a maze looking for cheese, they can change if they're not hungry, and have difficulty to change if they're hungry, paradoxically. And the positive side is that change can happen. So examples of that are changing from driving on one side of the road to the other, from the UK to Europe or America, is possible, and I do that maybe 5 or 6 times a year. Understanding change, you have to understand how people think and work, how brains work. So a brain is made up of lots of neurons and lots of scaffolding. Glial cells or supporting cells that make the mass of the brain and do help the brain to communicate as well, but that work is done between areas by neurons. And when we get stimulated by a sensory stimulus, the body integrates, or the brain integrates that stimulus and data, and the integration can be called as being thinking, and there's an output, a motor output. So we have input, integration, and output. To make a change, you have to have a big enough sensory input or lots of small sensory input, which can be called repetitive stimulation. That creates circuits in the brain, rewiring if you like, and different outputs eventually. That's all the long words. The longest word I'm going to use is long-term potentiation, and a chap called Kandel won a Nobel Prize based on that work on how we learn. From a practical point of view, what does that mean for us though? There are 3 or 4 levels to learning. One is desire, then decision, and then direction. So desire can be put into other terms like motivation. So if a person is motivated and wants to do something, then he might decide stuff, and then he might do stuff. But at a certain level, you think, but why don't people stop smoking? Or not go to the gym? In my work, I find it difficult sometimes to motivate people because there are parts of the brain that deal with motivation and desire. So some people are gifted sportsmen or talented musicians or great thinkers right from the beginning. Other people have to learn to do sports, learn to do music, or learn to think even. To some people those things come naturally, and to some people those things are acquired with lots of hard work. Some people make less effort, some people need more effort to get to the same output or result. Some people though have a problem with desire and motivation, and that might be because the brain itself is desynchronized, or the particular area that is concerned with desire and motivation is not working well, or the neurotransmitters concerned with motivation and desire are not in a sufficient quantity present to fire circuits for motivation and desire. So those are things that companies and people have to face up to. Next part is decision. There are areas of the brain and circuits of the brain that are concerned with decision making. From small decisions that are automatic sometimes, like taking a foot off a stone or a nail, to buying a house, getting married, finding a job, or worse. And areas of the brain that are concerned with decision making can also be depressed or suppressed, or just not very clever. Or they might be very clever but badly used, badly motivated. So those are things that you have to look at to work out why people don't decide to do what they want to do. And the last part is direction. And our habits do form our character and our output in the end. And this decision-making direction we have in the end is a sum of all our values and thinking, past experiences, and what we've learnt. That comes out as what we decide to do on a given day.